Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about one of the most famous and interesting coins from the United States, the 1964 Jefferson nickel. Many people have heard stories that this coin, especially the 1964 mint mark version, is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some even say $500,000. That is a huge amount of money for a coin that many of us might have seen in our pocket change. But how much is it really worth? Is it true that it could be worth $500,000? Today, I will explain everything in simple language so you can understand it easily. We will talk about the history of the coin, why it is important, what makes some of them rare, what errors collectors look for, and the realistic value of this coin in today's market. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938. The coin was designed by Felix Schlag, and it replaced the older Buffalo nickel. The coin has a picture of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the front, or obverse side. On the back or reverse side, it shows Monticello, which is Jefferson's famous home in Virginia. The coin is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs about 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. These details are important for collectors, because they can help identify the coin and make sure it is real. The 1964 Jefferson nickel came from a time when the United States was still producing a lot of coins for everyday use. In 1964, the mint produced coins in Philadelphia and Denver. Coins made in Philadelphia did not have a mint mark, while coins from Denver had a D mint mark. That is why we have the 1964 D Jefferson nickel. There is also a rare version called the Special Mint Set, which was made with extra care and is much rarer than the regular coins. Even though the coin is famous today, most 1964 D nickels are not rare. In fact, the Denver Mint produced more than 1.7 billion coins that year. That is a huge number. Because so many of these coins were made, most of them are quite common. This is why the normal 1964 D Jefferson nickel is not worth a fortune. For example, a regular 1964 D nickel that is circulated and worn is usually worth just a few dollars. Even an uncirculated coin, which is in perfect condition, is generally worth around $10 to $35. These numbers are very different from the $500,000 claim that some people talk about online. So why do some people say that a 1964 D nickel is worth so much? The answer is that there are rare varieties and minting errors that can make a coin more valuable. Some coins have special features that make them interesting to collectors. One example is called a repunched mint mark, or RPM. Sometimes the D mint mark on a 1964 D nickel was punched twice in the die, leaving a faint extra mark behind or to the side of the main D. Coins with a strong RPM that is easy to see can be much more valuable than regular coins. In some cases, a 1964 D with a strong RPM in perfect condition has sold for around $20,000. That is still a lot of money, but it is far less than $500,000. Another feature that collectors look for is called full steps. On the back of the coin, Monticello has a staircase. If all the lines of the stairs are fully sharp and clear, the coin is said to have full steps. Most coins are worn down over time, and the steps are not complete. Coins with full steps in high grade are considered more valuable. Even then, most of them only reach a few hundred or maybe a couple $1,000s, depending on the condition. There are also other mint errors that can make a 1964 D nickel more interesting. Some coins are struck off-center, meaning the design is not perfectly in the middle. Others might be double-die errors, where letters or numbers appear doubled. There are also coins with clipped planchets or other unusual mistakes made during the minting process. These coins are sometimes called error coins. Collectors like them because they are unusual and rare. A coin with a very noticeable error and in perfect condition can be more valuable. But again, most of these coins are worth thousands of dollars, not hundreds of thousands. Another extremely rare type of 1964 nickel is the Special Mint Set or SMS. These coins were made for collectors and were never meant for circulation. They were struck with extra care, so they look much better than regular coins. They are very rare, and some collectors pay a premium for them. Even so, most SMS 1964 nickels sell for tens of thousands of dollars, which is high but still far from $500,000. The claim that a 1964 D nickel is worth $500,000 is almost certainly false. There is no record from trusted auction houses or coin price guides showing a coin of this type selling for that amount. Even the most valuable error or rare variety coins from 1964 are usually sold in the tens of thousands of dollars, at most. Many online posts and videos exaggerate the value to get attention. Some might be based on coins that are misidentified, damaged, or never actually sold. Always be careful when you see these claims, because they are often not true. If you have a 1964 D nickel and want to know if it is valuable, there are a few things you can check. First, look at the mint mark. A D on the coin means it came from Denver. Next, look at the stairs on the back of Monticello. Are all the steps clearly visible? If so, that is a good sign. Then check for any unusual marks, doubling, or mistakes on the coin. Finally, look at the overall condition. Coins with shiny surfaces, sharp details, and no scratches or wear are much more valuable. If you think your coin might be special, it is a good idea to have it certified by a professional grading company, like PCGS or NGC. Certification helps buyers trust that the coin is real and worth what you say. The history of the Jefferson nickel is also important. Thomas Jefferson, the president featured on the coin, was the third president of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. Monticello, his home, is a symbol of his life and achievements. When Felix Schlag designed the nickel in 1938, he created a coin that has lasted for decades with only small changes. This history makes the coin more interesting to collectors, because it is not just a piece of metal, it is a part of American history. Over the years, the Jefferson nickel has seen many changes. During World War II, from 1942 to 1945, nickels were made with a special composition that included silver. These coins are very different from the regular 1964 nickel. After the war, the nickel returned to the regular copper-nickel composition. The 1964 nickel is one of the last coins before the US changed the design in the 2000s. Collectors often enjoy coins from this time because they are part of the story of the United States during the 20th century. It is also important to understand why so many coins from 1964 exist. At that time, there was a lot of demand for pocket change, and the economy was growing. The mints produced coins in massive quantities. Because there were billions of these coins, most are easy to find today. That is why a normal 1964 D nickel, even in good condition, is not worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Rarity is what drives high prices in coins, and most 1964 nickels are not rare. However, if you do find a coin that is truly rare, like a strong RPM, a full steps coin in perfect condition, or a special mint set coin, it can be very valuable. Collectors are always looking for unusual coins, and they are willing to pay more for something that is unusual, authentic, and in excellent condition. But even the best coins from 1964 rarely reach the $500,000 mark. That number is more of a legend than reality. For those who want to start collecting, the 1964 Jefferson nickel is a great coin to start with. It is easy to find, it has interesting history, and it teaches you about mint marks, coin errors, and grading. You can learn a lot by examining the coin carefully, looking for mistakes, and understanding the different varieties. This knowledge will help you appreciate other coins and maybe even find something rare in the future. In conclusion, the 1964 D Jefferson nickel is a coin with a long history and many interesting features. While some people claim it is worth $500,000, that is almost certainly not true. Normal coins are worth only a few dollars, and even rare error coins or special mint set coins are usually worth thousands or tens of thousands of dollars at most. The key to value is rarity, condition, and authenticity. If you want to know the true value of a coin, always check reliable sources, consider professional grading, and be careful about exaggerated claims online. Collecting coins is fun, educational, and can sometimes be profitable, but it is important to have realistic expectations. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video helped you understand the 1964 D Jefferson nickel, its history, and its value. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you have a 1964 nickel and what condition it is in. I would love to hear your stories and see if anyone has found a rare coin. Remember, coins are not just money, they are history, art, and a connection to the past.